Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
I've lost almost 300 games.
300 games.
Dum dum da da. Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to Two Fat Guys on the Couch.
We are a podcast that every single week.
Let's start that again. Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week we choose a popular saying and take an admittedly shallow, hopefully comedic, once in a while interesting, if we're lucky, educational dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins, but mostly we're going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
And I'm Skinny.
Oh. What are you laughing at?
Oh man, I'm feeling motivated. I've been listening to like a ton of motivational speakers.
Have you actually?
Yeah, I was like getting my Tony Robbins on and
Really?
oh yeah, I'm feeling it. They're saying that that repetition is the key to success. They say repetition is the key to success.
Not perfect. You can say that again.
You can say that again.
You can say that again. That's
Let me
what's
try
happening.
that again. I don't think I had that loud enough. We'll set up our idiom.
Not perfect. You can say that again.
Little Bart Simpson. You can say that again. So you said repetition. Our idiom is actually, you can say that again.
You can say that again.
Which always is followed up with the knob who was speaking saying it again. It's been ruined by people actually doing it.
I hate redundancy. Unnecessarily repeating something again
Is what you dislike.
I can't stand that. It's well, sometimes it's something like I don't know because it's. I was actually like not exactly sure how to phrase this.
What do you mean?
Well, you can say that again,
Right?
and then you can say that again. So I'm like, is it an idiom? Is like
Well, it's an
it
idiom because you don't mean that you want the person to say that again.
you can say that again.
Right. It just means you strongly agree with the opinion or what has just been said. The only way it could be taken literal, and this is possible, is if somebody says something, and it's just like if you said something to me, and I strongly agree with you, and I said, you can say that again, is giving you the thumbs up to share that with others.
Oh,
So that would be a
share it
literal.
with others.
That would be a
That
literal.
actually makes sense.
Literal version. But usually that's not what you mean. It just means, oh, I totally agree with you.
Okay, so I was like, I'm not sure how to phrase this. So I literally wrote into ChatGPT. I said, ChatGPT, what's different ways I can say the phrase, you can say that again. And it gave me no doubt about it.
Wow, that was Canadian. No doubt about it.
No dude. No dude about it. You're absolutely right.
Uh-huh.
And definitely.
That was all they gave you.
Those are the choices that it gave me. Yeah, it took me 3 actual times to get it to give me, do you have any others? But yeah, so it was like just those affirmations.
Here's the interesting thing. You could say that again means you strongly agree with it. If you swap just 2 words, can you say that again means you didn't hear them in the first place.
Hey, can you say that again?
What? You agree with me?
Can you that say? No. Can you
Say that again, can you?
You start to sound like Yoda. Say it again, did you?
You can say that again, or
Again,
can you say
you
that
said.
again? You could say that again. The statement versus the question. One means you heard it and you agree. The other one means I didn't hear it, don't know if I agree.
But you can, again, say that.
Can you say that again? See, it's in the tone. Can you say that again? You can say that again. Can you say that again? Yeah. You can say that again.
So it's all, you're saying it's a tonal phrase.
Yeah, it's not. I'm wrong. It's the word order. Because you can't say you can say that again as a question. You can say that again?
Okay, so that
You can say that again? It's like, good for you, buddy.
you can say that again.
You can say it again. Yeah, it means something else.
Yeah. Maybe it is tonal.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just a hybrid.
partly.
Maybe it's just like where those they intersect. It's like a Venn diagram of tone and phrase.
Ooh, can you Venn diagram tone?
If you just throw tone, sure.
By color, maybe. If each color represented a tone.
You could Venn diagram a tone.
Sure. But can you describe a tone? Like, I don't like your tone. What didn't you like about it?
I don't like your tone.
Now, describe in words the tone.
Playful.
Okay, playful tone, angry tone. I get it. All right. Mm-hmm. But sometimes tone just means, I think you're being sarcastic, or
You can say that again.
Wow, you were able to just take that into a sarcastic tone with zero effort.
That's my natural tone.
Wow. You could say that again.
It was having children, and my wife said, children don't understand sarcasm. They just think you're mean.
But they have to learn it.
If I don't teach them, then who? Who will raise up this next generation to understand sarcasm? Anyway, okay, so...
our fathers, or maybe our grandfathers, they would actually not spare the rod and beat toughness into children, into their boys especially. Like they were
that again.
Now, but our version of that is sarcasm at a young age. You better toughen up, boy, because it's not a verbally fun world out there. Okay, and if you can't take a joke,
so you have to be able to take a joke. Now, this first part's not funny, but I don't know if. So yesterday, I was with my daughter, your daughter, a couple friends went out for lunch. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, and so while they were getting in, so I was driving them off to get a sandwich, and your daughter had her hand by the door, and then my daughter shut the passenger's door on her fingers. So clearly she didn't say anything.
No, I never heard anything.
Okay, but she sometimes in these situations has challenge articulating what's going on.
Right.
And we didn't know what was going on outside of that. She was still trying to get into the passenger side back part, but so still standing outside. There. She's outside.
Doors on her.
Doors on her fingers. And she's ramped up because she's in pain. And the challenge of that. So I'm like, so you shut her door on her
figured
finger.
It out.
Yeah, finally I'm like, you shut the door. And so that it's like, she was like, no, I'm okay. And the tears start coming. The friends are gathering around her. So anyways.
So clearly it probably wasn't pain. It was panic.
So however, all that worked. She toughened up in like a minute and like, that hurts. Yeah. Getting your finger stuck in the door like that. Okay. So, but Zoe's feeling terrible.
Sure.
About it. And so that makes me want to bring it up more. And so after they got their sandwiches and everything, and Elle gets into the back door and gets the door shut and everything, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, Zoe, you missed the opportunity to shut her hand in the door again. She's like, I already feel bad enough. Would you stop saying that? So today it was like, here's the idea. We get Elle into the other side and then shut her other hand in the door today. What do you guys think about that? Like this is the new plan. She's like, you should just shut up. Like, and so yeah, you have to be able to take a joke.
Totally. You could say that again.
Yeah, you can say that again.
I don't know if you noticed, I titled today's episode 241. You can say that again. You can say that again.
I'll make sure to put that on.
Yeah, don't leave that out.
I'll make sure to put that onto the name of the actual episode.
This is way off topic, but before we move on from the story you just told, I had a 1989 Ford Festiva. Actually, I probably knew you when I had that.
Yeah, I remember this.
But it was white. It was charcoal gray. It was.
I don't see color. That's the thing.
Oh, that's beautiful. It had a particularly, what's the word? It was thick and supple. How about that? You like this? Seal on the door that I discovered I could hold from driver's position. I could, with the door wide open, I could hold sort of the upper part, like fingers on the roof of your car, and shut the door on my own hand, and it felt like nothing.
Why would you learn that?
There was so much... Well, how do you ever learn stuff like this? There was so much padding in the seal that I could slam it full force,
like a party
and have
trick?
my finger sticking out the top. So
you're like a magician.
So the number of times I manipulated somebody to be chatting with me with the door open, and then you're saying goodbye, and you kind of shut someone's car door for them, and just put my hand in that position. So
nah.
But as soon as I would do that, I'd lock all the doors. So they're like, I'm just panicking with my little pinkies sticking out the top of the roof, and they can't open it because I've locked it, and I'm screaming, and they're just like, same feel bad moment as I did that so many times to people.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, so
I've tried it with my new car. I don't have the same padding.
Doesn't work.
It will hurt. I haven't had a car since that.
Funny
it would work.
Funny that you keep trying. Okay, so which got me thinking about so you can say that again. Phrases that people are famous for saying.
All right.
And so they do say it again. Okay.
Oh, like a catchphrase for somebody.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got a couple.
Eat my shorts.
Okay. So I'm going to run through 10. Village Children, just a little side game for you.
Am I guessing the character or am I guessing their catchphrase?
Let me tell you something, brother.
That's either Hulk Hogan. I'm going to go with Hulk Hogan.
It's the Hulk.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan. Okay. So these
Thought
types
that
of
might
phrases.
have been Randy Macho Man Savage.
No, that'd be, let me tell you again, brother. You gotta have your pinkies. Okay, so I haven't even started yet. That's just off the cuff. Okay, so certain phrases that are associated, that people do say it again, becomes their kind of catchphrase, and it becomes perhaps even a societal phrase.
all right.
Okay, the tribe has spoken.
Jeff Probst.
Okay, which makes me think this is how our new idioms are going to be made.
What do you mean?
The tribe has spoken. As an idiom.
Oh,
It doesn't mean what it means.
That could be an idiom.
Like this new wave of idioms that will get generated will be catchphrases from.
It's totally possible.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, that is Jeff Pro from Survivor. Okay, where my nerds at? Resistance is futile.
Terminator?
It is science fiction.
Yep.
Village Children are screaming into their
Battlestar Galactica.
into their nerdy stereo systems. Okay, that one is from Picard as a Borg from Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
Makes you sad a little bit, right?
It does, but I'm like literally as opposite of a Trekkie as possible.
Incorrect. You're a nerd. Okay, let's get ready to rumble.
I don't know his name. Albert something?
You absolutely nailed it. It's Michael Buffer,
I know who you're talking about. I just didn't know his name.
the sports announcer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How about this one? Is that your final answer?
Well, there's been a few hosts.
Yes.
But let's go with
Yes.
Regis Philbin.
Regis Philbin. Yeah. See, it's these phrases where they.
I was going to say Pat Sajak, who's never hosted that, but I'm like, what's his name?
So it's yeah. So if it got turned into, is that your final answer? So it's kind of like it's not idiomatic, but it carries a whole story with it.
Yep. Is that your final answer? It's not an idiom, but that has definitely been repeated in other games, other shows, even in regular conversation.
Is that your final answer? Okay. I love it when a plan comes together.
George Papard in the A-Team is Hannibal.
That's it.
What's his name? Hannibal Smith.
There you go. How you doing?
Joey.
Okay. Village Children. You got to give them time to.
Oh, sorry.
To yell at their devices.
No,
here.
they need the competitiveness.
Okay.
I'll beat them.
Okay. This one might be a little more out there for some
Like my
folks.
father beat me.
Homie, don't play that.
Is it a Wayans?
It is.
Damon Wayans?
Wow.
But I can't think of his name in that as that character.
You should be able to.
Hobo something.
It's Homie the Clown.
Oh, Homie the Clown.
Homie, don't play that.
Yeah.
So it's right baked in there. Good grief.
Charlie Brown.
Wow. That's fast. Your RAM memory is like crazy. There's just all sorts of nonsense stored in your ready to go memory. Okay. Close it out with 2. Zipplane.
Tattoo.
Do you ever use that still?
No. I don't think so.
No? Let's see a
Unless
plane go zipplane.
The last time I used the plane was at a Tim Hortons drive-thru, and I was ordering a bagel. They're like, "Do you want the all dressed?" I'm like, "No, the plane,
Zipplane.
the plain bagel."
So do you want a short bagel? Is that what you wanted?
Because of
a
tattoo.
little bagel? Okay, here we go. Half a bagel. Here's Johnny.
Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon.
Yeah.
So that phrase, so here's Johnny.
Or The Shining.
And then it got taken by like The Shining, but it's like, it's a phrase that was so, you could say that again.
Yeah.
That it became a phrase used by other people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Catchphrases are like some don't catch on, like, when something's super cool and you're like, that's so the dice. Like, some don't get used.
You're still pushing that.
But others do, like, whoa, yo, that's brawl, yo. And it's just like, that came from one
You
thing.
can say that again.
You can say that again.
So dice.
Nobody does.
You can say it the first time. But if you were to bust in on the situation and you're like, here's Johnny.
Yeah.
That it's...
I mean, it's starting to get dated now, but our generation would know it.
And that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all I really care about anyway, so...
Millennials.
So that concludes the game portion.
Thank you for listening,
today.
everybody.
So we should probably, before we wrap this up, we should actually find out where it actually comes from.
All right, let's do it.
Said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind.
For the first time in the Village Idiom history.
For the first time in forever.
I have no notes on this.
I have no notes to
There is no
read.
origin story. There is no earliest record of when this was said or in print.
You just skip doing...
This... No, I looked. I did
That's a fancy way of
research.
saying I did research.
It's just that on the nose.
The internet was down.
The internet was off. They were closed. I was too late. Internet was closed.
Put in 25 more cents to use
No,
the
yeah, it
internet.
has no origin story. It's just it shouldn't be an idiom. Like, it could be taken literally. Like, that is a repeatable thing that I agree with, but it's not used literally. Therefore, just in we know it's English. We know it goes back as far as the early 1900s, but there's not really there's no material, there's no in print, there's no reference to where it was used first or why. It's just too on the nose for, that makes sense, that the English language, and it's probably, this I didn't look up, it's probably something similar in many languages.
Tu peux répéter encore.
So what instead
Tu peux
of
répéter encore.
just so that we had some educational factor in this episode, I do have a list of 10 types of repetition and why they're effective or why they might be in use. And what was interesting is that each type of repetition has its own name. So for example, number 1, anaphora. Have you ever heard that word before?
An afro.
No, anaphora.
Okay.
Not anaphora. One word, anaphora.
Okay.
So it's the repetition of words at the beginning of... so it's commonly used in music, in poems, in children's book, in rhyming things. So like a song the example they gave here was, do you know the song Am I Wrong by Nico and Vinz?
No.
Am I wrong? And every line starts with Am I wrong?
Yeah, I do know that one.
So that's an example where it's not really the way you would talk. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? And you don't need to say am I wrong twice. You could just list the thing. Am I wrong about? And then list things.
I thought he just like...
So it emphasizes. So for example, Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech is let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and mole. He doesn't need to say it every time, but it makes it way more impactful that he does. That's called an anaphora.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 2.
I feel smarter.
Epizeuxis.
I'm never going to remember this. If this has anything to do with a red link at the end,
Can you spell
just forget.
epizeuxis? Give it a go.
EPIZOOKAS.
EPIZEUXIS. Epizeuxis.
Okay.
So epizeuxis is the repetition of a word or phrase in immediate succession. So here's an example from Winston Churchill in his address to Harrow School. Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 never in nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in, except to convictions of honor and good sense.
Never going to give you up. Never going to run around and hurt you. Never going to say goodbye.
So Churchill was known for inspiring speeches, powerful words, rhetorical uses of language, but writers have obviously used repetition forever and ever. Shakespeare in King Lear says, "And my poor fool is hanged. No, 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 life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat, a life? Have thou no breath at all? Thou shalt come no more. Never, 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 never."
Getting back together.
Third version of repetition. We got time, right, to go down this list? Sure. I can't see the clock from here. Epistrophe, not apostrophe.
An epistrophe S on the end.
An epistrophe. Epistrophe, also called an epiphora, uses repetition at the end of clauses or sentences. So writers and speakers use epistrophe to drive home their points. So here's one from Abraham Lincoln. This is literally the Gettysburg Address. Government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. Unnecessary repetition. But how much cooler is that line? Because he used epistrophes, right? Musicians also use that. So how about this? Because if you like it, then you
should have put a ring on it.
Yep. Because if you like it, then you
should have put a ring on it.
And over and over. She doesn't need to repeat herself. It's in tons of music. Okay, number 4. Let's keep going. A negative positive restatement. So a negative positive restatement states an idea twice, first in negative terms and then in positive terms. So it's kind of like typically a not this but that kind of sentence. So how about JFK is ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, and just reverses it. So it's not an actual. Martin Luther King again. He said, "Freedom is not given; it is won." It's not this, it's that. So it's a different version of repetitiveness, repeating. Number 5, diacope. Diacope is a repetition of a single word or phrase separated by intervening words, and comes from the Greek word diakop, which means cutting in two.
It made me think I should have a sip of my Diet Coke.
Yeah, you should.
When you said Diet Coke, I'm like, oh yeah, you got me a Diet Coke earlier.
Oh, Diet Coke.
I was like, oh yeah, you got me that drink earlier. I'm actually parched.
So Michael Jordan has a Nike ad. Can we play the audio of a Nike ad, or will we get dinged for that?
Now let's just talk over it a little bit.
Okay, listen to this. This is pretty good. It's less than 30 seconds.
Perfect. If we interject something, it's
I missed more than 9,000 shots in my career.
9,000 shots.
I've lost almost 300 games.
300 games.
26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot.
26 times.
I
26.
failed over and over and over again in my life.
Over and over again.
And that is why I succeed.
So he didn't have to say over and over and over and over, but he repeated it, and it made a
I
point.
told you success comes from repeating yourself.
In failure.
I told you success comes from repeating yourself.
Okay, number 6, epinalepsis.
Okay.
It's
But you say something so many times that people have seizures.
epinalepsis repeats words or phrases at the beginning and the end of the same sentence or clause. So, for example, listen to this one. I'm going to play this one. We won't get dinged for this. This is an example of an epinalepsis.
Control. You must learn control.
Control. You must learn control. Said by Yoda.
That's funny.
So he repeats at the beginning and the
you
end.
must learn control.
This is another JFK says, mankind must put an end to war,
Money,
or
money,
war
money.
will put an end to mankind.
This is sounding a lot like that movie with Ben Stiller, where they're trying to do those affirmations where they're the superheroes. Master your fear, or fear will be your master.
Are you able to just riff and come up with one?
I don't know. That's my classic.
Okay. Number 7, epimony. Epimony uses repetition to dwell on a point, commonly used in stories when a character is like pleading. So in Oliver Goldsmith's play, She Stoops to Conquer, it says, I tell you, sir, I'm serious. And now that my passions are roused, I say, this house is mine, sir. This house is mine.
Dwell on a point, or that point will dwell on you.
Okay. You just
Arouse your passions.
This is going back to
Or your passions may be aroused.
epinalepsis. You're doing epilepsies right now.
Okay. It's the strobe light.
Epimony reminded me, that was an example where it's repeated, but it reminded me of like Superman, classic Superman, old Superman. It's like, that's right, Lois. That's right. Like he always kind of repeated what he actually said.
Is it just
Faster than a speeding bullet. Faster. I don't know. I can't do it again. That's right, Lois. That's right.
Faster than a speeding bullet.
Faster than... Okay.
It's like, is Clark okay? Did Clark get hit in the head?
3 more. We'll make it quicker.
Did Clark get sucked into the combine machine?
Polyptoton. Polyptoton involves the... I wonder who made up these words. Like, they're not very repetitive.
From our home planet, Polyptoton.
Exactly. It involves a repetition of words that derive from the same root word. So here's another quote, this time from John Emmerich Edward Dahlberg, Acton. Oh, I missed one of his 6 names. Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So you've probably heard that before. But absolute and absolutely different words, but they derive from the same root word. So polyptopon is common in headlines and book titles. Heidi Murkoff's book, you probably recognize this one, What to Expect When You're Expecting. And so that's a version of a polyptoton, repeating a word that are technically different words, but have the same root word.
That makes sense, because as poly is many and Liptons, you know what that... Go ahead, you just describe a Lipton.
Yeah, Lipton is a brand for iced tea. I'm not wrong.
That is it's the beverage that is like Superman can't have.
A poly Lipton iced tea?
If it's Liptonite. I can't drink Liptonite. It's the green Lipton tea.
Okay, number 9. Antistasis. Not Uncle Stasis, but your antistasis. Antistasis uses repetition to contrast 2 ideas. It comes from the Greek meaning to stand against or oppose. For example, when someone asks you, are you working hard or hardly working?
Oh.
That's an antistasis. Sorry, Charlie. Starkiss wants tuna that tastes good, not tuna with good taste.
If you want to have any
Those kinds of
friends
things.
at the water cooler, don't use any of these.
And the last one.
Oh, so you're using an antistasis there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
Clavin.
I'm just going to go back to my cubicle now.
Cliff Clavin. Number 10, last one, an antenna-classis. Antenna-classis. So if you take class...
But it looks like But it looks like a different one.
Antenna-classis?
Oh, that's a Hannah Montana Oh, crap. I screwed up.
Hannah Montana classes is coming up later. You should have saved that. That's our riddle league.
I screwed it up.
Hannah Montana classes. Antenna classes repeats the same word or phrase.
I choked on the diet.
But with a different meaning this time.
The Diet Copa.
This repeated phrase, also known as a pun. So Benjamin Franklin used it when he said, your argument is sound. Nothing but sound. See what he did there? Yeah, so same word repeated, 2 different meanings. Vince Lombardi, famous football coach, used an antenna-classis when he stated, if you aren't fired with enthusiasm, you'll be fired with enthusiasm. So fired, 2 different meanings, same phrase repeated.
If you're not fired with enthusiasm, you'll be fired with enthusiasm.
Yeah. So there you go. Probably our most educational episode ever.
That was
10
great.
Titled, named, identified versions of repetition in language.
So in case you missed them, we're just going to do them one more time.
With explanations and everything.
Fantastic.
You've got your Diet Coke, your Afro.
Legitimate children.
We should make a list using all the mock names that Skinny gave him. Epilepsy, Diet Coke.
You got tons of material to use at the water cooler today, friends.
Yeah, there you go.
It's good.
Yeah, there you go. That's all I got for today.
That's plenty. We're heading into the home stretch.
Are we?
Yeah.
You want to play a game, or do we have time?
Yeah, let's do a little Riddlink.
Riddlink is a game we take to play. It requires a 2-part.
And if you don't, we play to take it.
Requires a 2-part overlapping answer to our 2-part trivia-based question, overlapping by sound, syllable, word, or word. So, for example, last week, just a mere week ago, we did the idiom walking on water, and we left you with this one. These ninja mud shoes are like a cellular. No, that's not the one we used that one. What was the one we left?
I can't remember.
Oh, shoot.
Because you actually harangued me. It sounded like Mitsubishi. I remember that.
No, that's the one we didn't leave.
That was the mud shoes.
That's the mud shoes, Mizugomo. But we answered that one. What was the one we did leave?
I don't know. It was yours. You had like 10.
It's not quite running, but you can get up to 7 to 9 kilometers while performing this aquatic miracle.
That would be power walking on water.
Yeah, we would have accepted power walking or speed walking on water. So the answer isn't speed walking. The answer isn't walking on water. The answer is speed walking on water. And that's how you play Riddlink.
Perfect. Well, I've got a couple prepared.
I got two. I got two today. I thought I had an extra one again.
This famous shining line for Captain Jack Sparrow. This famous shining line for Captain Jack Sparrow.
Really? Oh, I see. Okay, got it. That would be, here's Johnny Depp.
Yes,
That's it.
exactly like that.
Here's Johnny Depp.
Here's Johnny Depp.
Okay, you want one?
Yeah.
Classic chasing line said by the gingerbread man is so true it could be repeated. Classic chasing line said by the gingerbread man is so true it could be repeated.
I've got run as fast as you can. Say that again.
That's it. That's right.
Wow. That's a mouthful. Here we go on the second one.
Oop. Get your glasses on.
Can't read
ladies and
without
gentlemen.
the glasses.
We got stumped by visually. Hey, speaking of glasses and repeating things or redundancy, it said about. I was thinking about a blind person that uses a seeing eye dog. Why do they call it a seeing eye dog? Why seeing eye?
Oh, like the double use of like vision and seeing and eye?
Yeah, like why isn't it a vision dog?
Like it's got the mind stone in the middle of its head?
Seeing eye dog.
It's the vision dog.
It should be a vision dog.
Floats around and shoots lasers.
A blind guy is walking around with his vision dog. Not a seeing eye dog. I don't know, it was bugging me the other day. Why are we saying seeing and eye?
I don't know why we just use dogs. That's... Yeah.
Oh, why is it just dogs? Like why don't they have a seeing eye llama or something?
It's my seeing eye llama.
Yeah.
You should pull that onto a plane. Put a little yellow vest on it, and it's my comfort llama. Here we go.
Wow.
What's said when your group votes you off with an oral poetic performance?
Say it again.
What's said when your group votes you off with an oral poetic performance?
I'm going to go with the tribe has spoken word. Spoken word.
The tribe has spoken word.
There we go. I was going to say spoken word poetry and then realized you said the word poetry or poem or something.
I was just going with spoken word. I thought that was special for you.
The tribe has spoken word. And that's when you're voted off in a very rhyming sort of way. Well, I do have one more that I think you're really going to like, by the way. I should have actually had you answer this one.
I will enjoy it all the same.
We'll leave it hanging.
Villegitimate children, we hope you enjoy it too. Reach out to us with answers on Instagram at village.idiom or email us thevillageidiompodcast at gmail.com, or whether it's the Facebooks, the YouTubes, or the X. At 3 minutes gone.
All right, here it goes. Bodybuilder / actor Johnson is Fatboy Slim's song that repeats right about now. Funk Soul Brother. Let me say it again. Bodybuilder / actor Johnson is Fatboy Slim's song that repeats right about now. Funk Soul Brother.
Check it out now. And that is 3 minutes gone.
Did you get that one? Or do you not know the title of that
I don't
song?
know the name of the song.
Oh, you'll like it when you get the answer. I'll tell you after. I can't even wait till next week.
Perfect. Well, it's fun putting today's episode together. Hope you enjoyed it.
I did.
Hope you're a little smarter out there, everyone. That's really what we're about.
We're going to quiz you.
Not
at
you
the
being
end
a dum-dum.
At our 500th episode, we're going to release a trivia-based game that Riddlink the board game that uses all the idioms.
Wait for it. Christmas gifts 2025. 6. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I'm Skitty.
I'm Jurassic Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
Making up is a lot of fun.
And that's 3 minutes gone.